Hey guys, welcome in to the Stinkin Truth Podcast alongside Mike Evans. I am Mark Schlereth. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. We truly appreciate it. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Should we just get this over with right away? You want to get in a few Abdul Carter jokes or?
No. Far be it from me to take it out on a kid that is learning his way. You know what I always said? I said this to my son when he got drafted to play a professional sport. He got drafted to play baseball. He's a first-round baseball player for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I said to him, just because you play a pro sport doesn't make you a professional. Be a freaking professional. You know, one thing I tell people all the time, man, he said whatever you want about my career, but I was a professional freaking football player. That's what I did. And I was prepared. And I never was late to a meeting. I never missed a meeting. I never missed a workout. I was never late to a workout. I was not any of those things because I'm a freaking professional. And when I lined up, I may get my ass kicked every now and again, but it wasn't because I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. It wasn't because I didn't know who to block. It wasn't when a safety entered into the box, I didn't know what the number count was, like some of the yokels I watch in today's game. Yokels, is that a word? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. So I was a professional freaking football player. Hey, Abdul Carter, be a freaking professional football player.
Well, the issue here is alleged that he didn't miss a meeting. It's what he was watching while at the meeting.
I don't even know about what he was or wasn't watching at the meeting. I know there's been reports of him sleeping, missing the meeting, like because he's asleep in his locker or falling asleep in the meeting.
Well, that was the first one.
Yes.
This one was alleged watching porn.
At this point, I'm not even going to address that. At this point, I'd rather have Paula Abdul than Abdul Carter, right? I mean, at this point,
Google it, youngins.
Yeah. At this point, you go out there and make a freaking play.
Yeah.
His first sack of the season that he recorded was recorded off of what I thought might have been a quarterback draw. That was his first sack. Was in week what? I don't even know what week it was because the Patriots are 11-2 now, right?
And probably for the Giants, week 12?
Yeah.
11? Yeah.
I mean, just insanity. So, be a professional. And I was one of the very few people in this nation that studied him coming out of the draft and said, hey, man, he's going to struggle coming out. And people are like, oh, they got mad at me. Like this is a guy that asked for Lawrence Taylor's jersey. Hey, can you unretire your jersey so I could wear it because I'm going to be great? Dude, you ain't worth a squirt of piss at this particular junction in your career. So why don't you grow up and why don't you drop a set? You know what a set is? I'm talking about your testicles. Drop those things and start playing professional football. Start being a professional, sleeping in your locker, not paying attention in the meetings, and you wonder why you can't get a sack? You wonder why. For most young pass rushers, this is what I didn't like. I'll tell you what I didn't like. I didn't see anything secondary move. When I studied him, I saw a guy that could physically dominate people. And the problem with going from the college game and being a really, efficient or proficient pass rusher in college, most of the time college players don't have anything other than what they do. They rely on straight power, maybe it's straight speed. They don't have a counter because they don't need one. Speaking of professionalism, when you can just beat me on sheer power, and you line up and you play 11, 12 college games, and there's one game where you get challenged, maybe there's two games where you get challenged, you're just feasting off the blind sisters of the poor week in and week out, and those tough games, maybe you don't have a sack, but you've got X number, you got 15 of them, because you're playing a bunch of weak opponents. And then you get to the NFL where I game plan for you. Like my thought process, game planning for a guy that was a really good pass rusher, Mike, is what is it that you can throw on a critical down? So it's 3rd down and 12. Game is on the line. It's nut cutting time. What are you going to go with? Well, you're going to go with what you're best at. And I'm going to set to take that away from you. And now what? You don't have a counter? I win. Mark 1, you 0. And if Abdul Carter thinks he's going to come in and physically dominate in the NFL, he's stupid. Not only has he not worked well, not only is he not prepared and been a professional, not only has he not developed a counter, he's dumb. If you think you can just come in here and physically dominate people, man, there's only a few freak show athletes in this league that are just so exceptionally gifted that they're varsity and everybody else is JV. There's a few of those guys that come through the door, but not many of them. And for Abdul Carter to think he's going to come in here into the NFL and do that to NFL offensive linemen that are going to be big, they're going to be physical, they can't wait to eat your freaking lunch, and they're going to be prepared. Offensive linemen are professionals. They study the game. They study your moves. They study what you do. They study your stance. They know everything about you. You walk out on the football field, the unmitigated audacity to think you can come out here and drop a set of nuts. Dude, your nuts are so far up in your stomach, you don't even know what you're doing. It's embarrassing.
Well, speaking of watching porn, you're getting ready to call Cleveland this weekend. Tell me how you feel when you watch Myles Garrett on film.
Oh, dude.
Uh-huh.
Dude, that's not like watching Quentin Nelson film for me, right?
Okay,
that's not like there's a difference.
Close.
When I'm watching guys like Quentin Nelson, right? Or Trent Williams, or some of those guys that are just physically down. Chris Lindstrom.
Yeah.
That's put a tie on the doorknob and don't come in here because I'll be shirtless, smoking a cigarette, just got a heater out. My wife goes, "What are you doing?" Watching Quentin Nelson film. That's like.
But there's got to be some respect there for Myles Garrett.
Dude, that's putting a diaper on.
Different feeling.
Oh yeah, watching him play, I soil myself a little bit when I watch him play. It makes me that nervous. Well, because I start thinking about how would I prepare for him, and I don't know. One, dude, I'm watching him last night because I'm prepping for this Cleveland game, right? I'm watching him last night, and that dude has legitimately got a rocket buried up his ass. So, he is shooting off the line of scrimmage is like a bottle rocket. Boom, off the line of scrimmage. He's 6'4", he's 280 pounds, and he's just launched from a slingshot. He's on you, right? And so you gotta respect the speed. But he's so big and strong, he just run you over. And then he's got this inside Euro step move that it's like it would be impossible. Absolutely impossible. So I write to one of the guys on the team. And I said, "Hey man, just by the way, what is his get off time?" Just get off. Do they do a stat for how many times he gets chipped, percentage of chips and double teams, and get off time? So, believe it or not, with all the worthless statistics that are out there today, they have that statistic.
Of course they do.
Yeah, that is we've got that B-roll. You want a guy driving a car on a sunset beach? We've got that B-roll. They've got that. So I look it up. His get-off time, and I think this is next-gen stats, do with it what you will, is .72. That's how long it takes him to get out of the stance and cross the line of scrimmage. Where do you think that ranks among NFL defensive linemen? Now, this is me watching the film and going, man, this guy shot from a cannon. Hey, Matt Gale, what's his get-off time? Matt Gale,
defensive linemen or defensive ends, or are they
defensive
altogether?
linemen?
Just defensive linemen?
Yeah,
I gotta believe it's number one
in the National Football League of just get off top. He is crossed the line of scrimmage before you get out of your stance half the time, and so that's not only quickness, but that's also your ability to react to what you see. And that's what makes you, that's the difference between being a good player and a great player, being a great player and being Hall of Fame, is your reaction time, your ability to take in information, to understand and have a sense of when the snap count's going. What are you looking at? Howie Long had one of the best get-off times in the history of football. And Howie Long didn't watch the football. You know what Howie Long watched? I'll tell you a quick Howie Long story, okay? We're playing the Raiders back in the Coliseum, back in their L.A. days, right?
That's all. First of all, this is all. You squaring off one-on-one against Howie Long. This is awesome.
Yeah, first off, Howie Long has some freaking choppers, man. And nobody wore mouthpieces back then. And he'd always he'd be like this. And I would line up against him. Like, I'd line up against Howie Long. And can you get a one shot on this, John? I mean, Ty? So I would line up against Howie, and he'd be looking at me just like this. And I'd be like, holy shit, look at that guy's teeth. So he'd be in a stance, just eyeballing me with them teeth. And I'd be like, fuck, those teeth are amazing. And they were perfect, too. I mean, that dude had some dental work done because his teeth were awesome. So we're going to play them in the preseason game. And, we were an unbelievable counter team, right? Mm-hmm. And so we got counter in, and myself and Bostic and Grimmy and Joe Jacoby. And like, we're watching film on him away from counter. He's a 3 technique, right? He's a over the guard. And we're running counter away. And that sumbitch made every tackle in the backfield. Every single one. You just couldn't run the play. The back block by the center was supposed to the block back and cut him off. That dude, he hightail it on the hip of the guard. He grabbed the jersey, pull himself through, and it'd be a -4. Like, every freaking time. So we go into this game, and we're going to run counter. And because we ran counter against everybody. And as players, we're like, dude, the guy makes the tackle in the backfield every time. We can't run. We got to run at him. We got to run at the 3 technique, not away from the 3 technique. Our coach, no. We run. This is what we do. We're a counter team. Like, we invented counter, right? The counter trade, Joe Gibbs, right? So, like the coach, coaches are always so smart. We got this. So we probably ran in the first quarter 2 or 3 counters. That some bitch tackled everyone in the backfield, like every single one of them. We come off the sideline, and we're like, fuck you guys, right? like, seriously, like, we told you so.
Right.
Like, we told you so. And so we took it out of the playbook for the rest of the game. Like, as long as Howie was in, you couldn't run it away from Howie. And so I don't know if I was talking to Howie or I heard Howie on a show. Howie and I are friends, and Howie's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable man. But I don't know, like, I've talked to him about it, but Howie didn't watch the ball. Howie watched the hand of the quarterback. So when now, back then, everything was under center.
Right.
Everything was.
Right.
So when the hand of the quarterback, when he wants the ball, before the cadence, he gooses you, gets right up under your taint and gives you one of these things, right? And when you feel that on your taint, the ball's coming up. It just is there's nothing,
an involuntary reaction.
Right.
Like
There's
blinking.
nothing. Right. There's nothing you can do when the taint gets touched. The ball comes up. It's just the way it works. And so he was watching the quarterback like blue 80, and that move is before, and he's off on that quarterback's hand because he knew as soon as that hand,
ball's coming out.
The hand touches the taint, the ball comes up. That's the way it works. And man, he was you could not run counter away from Howie Long. I defy you to find on YouTube tape of people running counter away from Howie and him not tackling in the backfield. So it was, what were we even talking about?
Myles Garrett.
Oh, Myles Garrett. Yeah, that's right. So anyhow.
What kind of teeth did Howie have?
And he'd just be looking at you. And them chompers are just out. I mean, he had a great set of chiclets.
We got to get him on.
Just a great set of chiclets.
We got to get him on.
Oh yeah, great set.
Is Garrett
So Garrett is so big, so strong, and so fast off the ball, Mike. And he gets double teamed. I think he's getting like either chip help or whatever, like 30-some-odd% of the time. And I find that offensive because I think it's a lot more than that. And I don't trust a lot of these like a lot of these numbers, but the dude is just an absolute freak of nature.
a guy though that won't get any real heavy consideration for MVP, even though
which is stupid,
right?
Which is
okay.
dumb. I mean, I was on a show. I don't know what show it was yesterday. And they were talking to him. I think it was the Patriots, or a Patriots radio station, because they're just so like, is Drake made the runaway MVP? And I'm just like, stop it. It's all this quarterback gibberish, and I know it's going to be Stafford, and I love Stafford, right? Or it's going to be Drake May, or it's going to be a quarterback, because we can't take our eyes off the ball for 2 seconds. We can't do it for 2 seconds. Oh, the quarterback. And what do I always say? Like, oh, the quarterback's job is so hard. If the safety plays over the top, throw the over route. If the safety jumps the over, throw the post. Ooh, how do you figure it out? They're so smart. Ooh. It's so stupid. It's just so dumb.
Boy.
Oh, do they have a lot of responsibility? Yes. But Myles Garrett is sitting at 19 freaking sacks.
Yeah.
He's got 5 games left. The sack record is 22.5, shared by Michael Strahan and T.J. Watt. You don't think that he's going to get his goal is 25. Dude, he is having the best. The sacks were started, an official record for sacks started in 1982.
Yep.
So how many years is that? That's over 4 decades, right?
43 years.
He's going to have the best season in the history of the National Football League in regards to sacks. And oh, by the way, he doesn't have an offense that's worth a squirt of piss. So you're not getting all the opportunities you would have gotten in the past, right? If your offense is putting up points, you know what that does for your defense? That says, hey, man, they're going to throw it 78%, 88% of the time. So it gives you more opportunity to rush the passer. So he's not getting the ops to rush the passer. And in today's game, man, it's all freaking bubble screens and 3-step drops and
balls out in 2 seconds.
Balls
or
out in
less.
under 2 seconds. He is having a historic freaking season, the likes of which we have never seen, and he won't get a sniff as an MVP.
Can I talk about another guy who I think deserves MVP consideration and you don't hear his name talked about, despite getting ready to do another historic achievement? And I'm talking about Christian McCaffrey, who currently, as we sit here right now, has 849 yards rushing, 806 yards receiving on a ridiculous 85 catches. So, quick math, he's over 1,650 yards of total offense, set to do, for the second time in his career, become a 1,000 player. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, only the third player in NFL history to do it. And yet, I bet for a lot of you watching, you're like, wow, I didn't realize Christian McCaffrey was having that great of a season. Is it fair to say that Christian McCaffrey is the most lethal weapon in the entire NFL?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I know we're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's got over 1,000 yards rushing, but I think he's got 400 yards receiving or so.
Yep.
There are some guys that are unbelievable, but you think about Christian McCaffrey right now. All right, so Roger Craig was the first to do it in the late 80s, right? Then Marshall Faulk followed, the first 1,000 guy, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. So it was Roger Craig, then it was Marshall Faulk, and then it was Christian McCaffrey when he was with the Carolina Panthers. And now it's going to be, it looks like it could be Christian McCaffrey again for the second time. So nobody's ever done it twice.
Right.
He's about ready to do it for the second time. And you think about where the 49ers are right now. So I'm doing the Cleveland game this week. They last played against San Francisco. And they put up on the broadcast a list of all the injuries San Francisco has suffered over the course of the season. It's literally a triage unit. It is like that. It's like MASH. Remember the 70s show, MASH?
Google it, kids.
Great. One of the great TV shows of all time. Great shows of all time. It is legitimately like a triage unit. Like all the players they have lost to injury, and I'm talking about stars, NFL stars. And so then you look at how they're constructed as an offense. I mean, Ricky Pearsall's a young player, but he's missed time. Jawan Jennings, young player, he's missed time. Ayuk, we can't find him. He's MIA, right? And oh, by the way, like it looks like they're going to part ways after the contract. He tore his ACL and everything else. I mean, like there is one guy and one guy only that you're required to shut down as a defensive coordinator when you play the 49ers. And that one guy is Christian McCaffrey. And you've done it with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy gets injured. Mac Jones comes in. Mac Jones plays. He gets sat back down when Purdy is healthy. I mean, Kittle has been out with injury. You have had the only consistent offensive line shuffling. The only consistent guy you've had is Christian McCaffrey, and he's 800 right now with, 5 games left to go?
Yep.
Dude. I mean, there's one dude you got to shut down. Mm-hmm. That's 23. That's Christian McCaffrey, and nobody can shut him down. It's remarkable what he's doing tonight. Remarkable.
So what I'm wearing right now, this is not a tribute to Mike Vrabel. This is just one sweater. This is not a Mike Vrabel vest.
Right.
But you could easily think it would be. My ode to Mike Vrabel, and you said you were on a Boston station, and boy, the Drake May glazing is out of control. Help me out with this, and this we're coming to you from Denver, so this might sound like Denver sour grapes. How is it that the Broncos at 10-2 are criticized for having not really beaten anybody? And the list of quarterbacks that they've played against, not that impressive. People's effort to poke holes in what the Broncos have accomplished. And yet the Patriots, have you looked at their schedule? Have you looked at the teams they've beaten, the quarterbacks they've played? And yet you don't hear any of that.
Right.
It's just, what a remarkable turnaround for the Patriots. They're back. Drake May's all this.
Yeah, well,
Meanwhile, Bo Nix doesn't get anywhere near the same kind of national praise that Drake May gets. I get it. I know it sounds like Denver, Rocky Mountain sour grapes, but am I making a fair point here? I mean, New England, how much can they be trusted right now as the number 1 seed in the AFC?
Well, I would tell you that, they're not the number 1 seed, right?
Right now they are, simply because they played
one more game than
they're
everybody
11
else.
They're 11-2.
But the Broncos have the tiebreaker against them.
If they beat the Raiders this week, they have the head-to-head tiebreaker, yeah.
Okay. Well, right now they have the head-to-head tiebreaker.
And they have it right now, yes.
Okay. So,
work with me.
Right.
The Patriots are 11-2. The Broncos are 10-2.
Okay. I'm
just leave it at that.
They're playing the Raiders this weekend. They're going to be 11-2. I don't want to jinx them.
You heard it, folks. You heard it.
All right, because it's exactly what I said about the MVP stuff. It's easy. It's low-hanging fruit. Drake May is playing great football. Drake May completes big balls down over the top, right? He's throwing, he's been deadly accurate. He's playing at an incredibly high level, and he's making the spectacular throws, accurate, down the field. what was that cat's name? Was it Williams that scored the big one over the top? He has been exceptional, and that's the easiest thing in the world to see. And you know what else is easy to see? When Bo Nix is missing throws. The one thing about Bo Nix, though, battle tested, man. And say what you want about Bo Nix. When you need his best, you know what you get? His best. That team is calloused, man. They're battle tested because they have had offensive stretches where they've been abysmal. They have led the league pretty much since day one in 3-and-out drives. This offense has been up and down. They've been a roller coaster offense. And frankly, Bo Nix has been on a bit of a roller coaster. But when they need him to play his best in nut-cutting time, he does. And that's a exceptionally important quality that Bo Nix brings to the table. But I can easily see why people believe in the Patriots. Hell, they hung 30 on the Giants in the first half. The Broncos scrambled from 18 down in the fourth quarter to beat the Giants. So I get why that is. I understand that. And I tell you what, I'd love the matchup because you've got arguably one of, if not the best offensive coordinator in football in Josh McDaniels versus arguably, if not the best defensive coordinator in all of football in Vance Joseph. Like what a epic battle that would be.
All I'm saying is that the Patriots have one signature win this year. Okay? They won at Buffalo.
Okay.
Legit. Okay. But one, that's it. Because, the win over Tampa is starting to lose some of its shine. Other than that, it's a bunch of Saints, Panthers, Titans, Browns, Falcons,
right.
Jets, Bengals without Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but
I
think one
why
of the things.
Why isn't that held against the Patriots?
Because they curb stomped the Giants. The Broncos didn't. Like in their wins against, they call it patsies. They've handled their business. Curb stomped the Cleveland Browns, beat up the Carolina Panthers who just beat the Rams. They curb stomped them. All these also ran teams, they're not just beating them, they're beating the shit out of them. Where the Broncos oftentimes, they went 10-7 against the Raiders for a win on Thursday night, which was one of the ugliest wins in the history of ugly wins. Now, the Patriots dropped one to the Raiders, but it was the first week of the season. Nobody remembers that. But they have handled these also ran teams. They've run them out of the stadium.
All right.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons.
Here's my message, and I think you'll back me up on this, okay? Here's my message to Patriot fans, all right? You better finish with a better record than the Broncos, because if you have to come out here to play the AFC Championship game, it's going to be like 2015 all over again, when Tom Brady got his ass kicked by Von Miller and the rest of that Broncos defense.
Dude, I've never seen a game. I was there for that game. I was doing Sky Sports. I was doing hits in England.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big deal.
Name drop.
Hey, England, you're welcome.
They still talk about it.
Oh my gosh, they were like, do you remember the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Broncos?
They talk about more than soccer.
Yeah, exactly. That dude, hey, yummy. So yeah, I mean, I had never seen Brady get hit like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I think at the end of the day, it was like he got hit. I don't know how many sacks the Broncos had, but I think he got hit like 22 times.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this about Tom Brady. Whether you like Tom Brady or not, you know me. He's the world's greatest American. I did have a restraining order for a time. He's dropped it so that we could go to the Fox seminar together. So he dropped it. After this year's Fox seminar, he may have reinstated the 500-yard rule.
You hovered?
Yeah, I did a little bit. I did. Well, I couldn't help it.
Right.
I just want to get the scent.
I get you.
The aura of Tom Brady on me. But that dude was obviously unbelievable as a player. But what he doesn't get enough credit for, that dude was tough.
Tough.
Man, he took some shots.
Yep.
Man, I mean, and it was a different time, but he got the piss beat out of him, and he always bounced up. He was as tough as they come.
But he
at
was
that
seeing
position.
ghosts by the end of that game.
Yep. Well,
He was.
you get hit 22 times, man.
Right.
Your progression goes from, hey, well, I want you to go from the Z to the slot to the X on the backside on the individual route. You go from check my right tackle, check my left tackle, check my inside guys, then get down the football field and see if you can find Gronk.
Right.
After you do that, like, where is he now? Where is he?
So, anyway, I mean, do you dispute that? The idea that if New England's going to play Denver, they better get him at Foxborough?
Yeah, no, I think the way the Broncos are built, they're the best pass rush team in football. They come at you in waves that way. Vance Joseph, in every critical situation, will flat out say, we can play you in man-to-man and bring heat. And he does it all the time. Hell, last play of the Washington Commanders game,
Yep.
2-point conversion.
Yep.
What are we going to do? We're going to play man-to-man. You know what you're going to get. They do. There is a certain Globo gym. We're better than you, and we know it. You get in a critical situation, man. We're bringing the kitchen sink. We're playing straight up zero, man to man across the board, coming after your quarterback. We're going to hit him in the teeth. Mm-hmm. And they block that ball, and the rest is history. 27-26 win.
Hey, I like Drake May.
Or 26-20. Was it
27-26.
Okay.
I like Drake May, and I mean the dude is legit.
He's great.
But
He's great.
if he has to come out here and play in a playoff game, it's going to be a long, long day.
Especially if I'm working for Sky Sports that weekend.
Yeah. You're welcome, London.
You're welcome. London, I'm back. Hey, for everybody involved in the Sing Truth podcast, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day. For Mike, I am Mark. For everybody else involved, thank you guys, and we'll be back with you later on in the week.